Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Yes, Mr. P is in the little boy's room at the moment. So yes, yes, we've got start of the start of the weekend. It starts here. So hello to the two watching. Come in and say hello. I bet you're one of them. I debated again whether or not to go live. Didn't have a very good night again last night. So yeah, so I got myself together, and of course here I am. Don't know how long I'll be going on for. Man, I said that on Wednesday night, and I went for the normal 2 hours. But hey ho, Mr. P should have been going out this morning with the Yorkshire Drone Seekers, but it meant him going up at 4:15, and about 4:45 he says, turn alarm off. He says, I've hardly had any sleep, so I weren't only one that hadn't had a deal of sleep. So it sort of knocked that on the head, so to speak. You know, it were pretty late, pretty early to be getting up. 5 hours since when have I gone on 5 hours? So yeah, but I did say the other night, you know, I don't know how long I'll be going on for. Got into a quite interesting conversation, let's say, and I just carried on. So yeah, hiya Carla, how are you? I'm a lady. So funny, I was just thinking about you then, my lady, because I've just been looking at the recipe for the cinder toffee. So yeah, I mean, it looks quite easy enough to do. So I have been a bit better today. Still, you know, still in a bit of pain, but hey ho. So yes, I was looking at the recipe that I'd sent it to my lady, you know, because she'd asked me to, you know, could I make cinder toffee or crunchy or whatever you want to call it, but hey ho. Hiya Becky, how are you? So yeah, it looks quite. Hiya Paul, how are you? So it is quite easy to make. I have also downloaded a recipe, well, not a recipe, but yeah, bonfire toffee apples. So yeah. So I'm also I did look for a bonfire toffee recipe, but I'm sort of, you know, there's that many out there, like choosing one that's but I did say, hi Amjad, how are you? I did say to my lady, first things first, I've got to buy one of these thermometers, because when you're making the bonfire toffee, it's got to be a certain temperature. So basically, I don't know, like a probe type of thermometer, you know what I mean? It's oh, and before I forget, Carla, I must say that mask with the beard really suited you. I think Carla suits the beard. So Carla uploaded a video the other day, the different. I'm watching you this time, mister.
I'll not do anything.
Yeah, right. Only when my back's turned. So yeah. but I did like the one with the beard and whatever. And I thought, well, you know, I've just found out about Yorkshire pudding. You mean?
Yorkshire pudding.
She says Yorkshire pie. It's they call it a Yorkshire pudding. So so yeah, that is the one thing, and I'm being honest here, Becky, that's eluded me, the perfect Yorkshire pudding. You know, I like the one with the beard though, Amjad. I must admit, it looked rather funny. It looked realistic as well, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I mean oh, you mean a custard tart? She means a custard tart. Yeah. It has custard mixed with milk curds, yeah. I think yeah, I think Becky means like a custard pie. I have downloaded actually a recipe for custard, because can you remember the tamper thing that I bought? Like for individual ones. I'll have to do it as the vlog, Becky, and show you how it's made. Because it's right, let me just have a look. Custard tarts, that's the one. So let me just turn my volume. I nearly said. Let me just turn my brightness down, Becky, and I'm making one this weekend. Oh, I'll just turn the brightness down, because otherwise you're not be able to see what I'm showing you. Because
Steve-o!
Hiya, Steve. How are you? So these is individual. Is that what you're talking about, Becky? Can you see? Can you see?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you can see.
So yeah, so that is individual ones. That's what I'm going to try and have a go at, but using me the wooden tamper. Yes. So they are actually called custard tarts. So, but this one is like you're making in a muffin tin, and I can use my tamper with it. So I'll just show you the picture of the cinder toffee that I've downloaded. That is the recipe for the cinder toffee. So I'm teasing Steve again with all these recipes. So yeah, so this is the cinder toffee that I'm talking about. So so yeah, and then I've downloaded this one. This one will get Steve going. That is the toffee apples that I've downloaded as well. So that is the toffee apple one. Bonfire toffee apples. But the only thing is, we're making the toffee apples. I've got to also offer at Amazon order the sticks. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're pretty cheap. You know, they're cheap enough. I mean, you can get them for about £1 something off of Amazon for about 50. Well, that recipe only does 4, so I can sort of, you know, use them for something else, or wait, you know, sort of file them away in my drawers and like wait, you know, till next year or something. But I just thought I'd I'd show you a few of the recipes that I'd downloaded. So yeah. Talking of which, this is a picture. You know, when I were on about the cowboy cookies the other night, oats, cinnamon, yeah, coconut. They the cowboy cookies. Oh, I'm just not going back till Thursday.
Oh.
Well, you see, this is the thing, Amjad. Bit my tongue. We were only talking about it to Callum the other day, and he says, I've not heard a thing from college. I says, well, only thing you can do, really, I says, is turn up Monday. I says, if they say, oh, well, you're not doing till such and such, well, why ain't you emailing me? So I'm wondering if they're doing the same with you as what they are with him. He goes in Monday for an induction, and then sort of, you know, because when he started college last year, basically all they did on first day were do the timetables, you know, where they've got to be and when they've got, you know, etc., etc. Well, he says he bit his tongue, Steve. You know, I think he were having a dream. I say, there's these things here, look. But yeah, you know, I says that'll serve you right.
Right.
Yeah.
While he's sleeping.
Well, put it this way: you nearly kicked me out of bed.
Hey, sorry, that'll be one of them.
So this is what you want.
Oh.
But Callum's had nothing, Amjad. He's not had no email. You know, we did, because obviously he's swapping his you know, he's not doing catering and hospitality this year. He's decided it's not for him, and he's going into ICT. Now he's filled all the forms and everything in for it, and he's got like an email back saying, yeah, you've been accepted onto the course. But apart from that,
nada.
When I drink slow gin and orange juice, my tongue feels like it's wearing a sweater. Oh dear. But the thing is, as you know, I went live on Wednesday. I still didn't sort of feel 100% yesterday. So I says to Chris, I says, I've got to get myself motivated. I've got to do something to keep myself motivated. So, vanilla cupcake. Ooh. So basically, I did some white chocolate cookies and I did some milk chocolate cookies as well. Oh, tea lights as wax melts. But yeah, I thought, you know, I can't sort of, how can I put it? I weren't wallowing in my own self-own pity, but I thought, right, you know, get your backside into gear, Jeanette, get something done and that. So I made some cookies yesterday. Not edible. So Becky. Becky says my neighbour says gin does something to guys. I don't know what you're talking about, Becky. So I don't honestly.
I don't drink gin.
No, Chris is not a gin kind of guy. So yeah. Yeah. You've got some whiskey left.
I've got some whiskey left.
You've got a nick lemonade now.
Bloody am. Beat ya, don't want to beat ya.
But the thing is, I mean, you know, I were on about the apple cider cupcakes. I'll show you a picture. I'm trying to find you a picture without showing you a video. Trying to find a picture for you. Well, anyway, these apple cider. Hiya, Captain Cook. How are you? Long time no see. So yeah, the apple cider cupcakes. It does actually. I'll show it you anyway. But there's a thing of the video that's playing, and it is actually proper cider, not because I've got cider vinegar. So I'm not going to show it you too long because of copyright and everything. But it is like proper cider. So basically, I've like on my next shopping list, I'll put some. I mean, you don't need all that much. So like a small bottle of apple cider will suffice. But you put it in at the actual cupcakes, and you also put it in the Gentleman Jack lemonade, Chris. Lovely. She means Jack Daniel. He's only got whiskey, my lady. But I'll add it to my shopping list. But yeah, so you know, they're like boozy cupcakes, in other words, because you put cider actually in the cupcakes, and then you put cider actually in the you know, the buttercream. Well, it's not. It's like cream cheese frosting. So yeah. So they're a bit like a boozy cupcake, really, because it contains cider. Because I've got cider vinegar, but can you imagine how tart they taste with cider vinegar in? You know. So I thought, well, I'll just get a small bottle of, you know, we don't know Amjad because he's not heard anything since they emailed him to say, yeah, you on this course. So he's just going to turn up on Monday at 9 o'clock and send him home. But yeah, these is like some cupcakes. I don't know whether you know, I mean, obviously you've heard of scrumpy cider and things like that. This is like apple cider. So basically you add it to the cupcakes and you also add it to the icing. So, but yeah, he's not heard a thing, Amjad. So it's just going to turn up on Monday. Same as I says, what with the, you know, the pandemic and everything. What I know, I'm still waiting to hear what Gin does to guys, Steve. She's not said anything since.
What?
Becky says, my neighbour says Gin does something to guys. So Steve says, what does Gin do to guys? And I says, I don't know. I'm still waiting to. They're gonna.
No.
I say, put me some in that.
No.
Sounds good because I'm a boozer. Yeah, Chris is as well. He's just got his last tot of whiskey.
Not good.
So yeah, so you know, they are a bit like a boozy cupcake, really, because you had cider to cupcake and no, you don't add Fosters to them. You have to. It's got me cider.
No.
he's wanted me to add Fosters to it.
Don't do cider.
Oh, rum. He's a rum drinker, Captain Cook.
Oh, I hope Captain, how are the lad?
So, but yeah, I'm on the old lemonade. Mr. Peace just poured me a drink out. We're still waiting to hear what Becky says that Gin does to men. It says, hello, Chris. It says, hello, Chris.
Oh no, lad, I'm just typing in chat.
My lady says she loves spice rum.
Ooh, spice rum.
So,
Oh,
bless him.
It doesn't add stuff, I say.
Yeah, it's like me then, Steve. I mean, that's just lemonade, what I've got. Oh, pardon me. And that's what it does to me. Oh, I didn't. I forgot all about it, Amjad.
What?
Just lately, my memory's like a sieve. Chris can tell me something, and 5 minutes later, he's saying, I told you that 5 minutes ago, and I forgot. Oh, pardon me, that's what lemonade does to you. But, yeah, I mean, like, over the last couple of weeks, you know, he sort of had to tell me things over and over again, you know, because I forget. So I don't drink anymore. Well, I very rarely drink, Steve. Yeah. Oh dear. What does that mean?
What?
I don't know. Spell it out, Becky. I mean, just put it in chat for God's sake. All these emojis, and I don't know what the heck they mean. Hard to type. I don't know. I'm trying to decipher what Becky's put.
Hospital?
I don't know.
Whatever that.
Catnapping.
You didn't forget you just weren't listening to Chris. Cheers, mate. But you're right.
But yeah, I do. But I mean, it's like when last time we went out shopping, we got some. We're in Asda, and then we went out next time. I says, "Oh, what we having for dinner?" He says, "Well, what are we putting shopping trolley?" Seals. No, it was when we were having spag bol, I think.
Oh.
Come on then, my lady, spell it out to us, because I haven't got a clue. I'm trying to decipher these emojis, and I know I'm a bit slow on the uptake, but you know, seals. That don't look like a seal. It looks like a cat to me.
Well, that's a cat. We don't know. We're waiting.
You know, rather than sort of, you know, keep us guessing, somebody just say, put us out as misery. I can't understand what, is it a phone? I don't know. I mean, I'm not the sharpest tool in the box, but you know, I mean, when it comes to riddles, I'm crap at it. Oh dear. Message me, my lady. I might have a clue then. What guys get like a scared turtle? Steve says it's a turtle. Oh, I don't know. But the thing is, Captain Cook, I've had a rough, like, couple of weeks, you know, pain wise and everything, and it puts your mind in a bit of a fog. Oh, is it what bromide does? Oh, yeah. Yeah. A limp biscuit. Chris is sat laughing. He's standing in corner because I said limp biscuit. But that's what bromide does. I mean, it. Captain Cook says, lol. I'd like to know what it actually means. You know what I mean? It's all right talking in riddles, but you know what I say, don't you? You're not only one, Steve. He says, I don't get it. Neither do I, Steve. You know, rather than talking in riddles. Becky's talking in riddles, Bella. Hiya, Bella, by the way. She was on about what gin does to fellas, and we're all like sort of guessing what it means because she put a load of emojis in or something. But you know, we all tried to guess what it means. My lady says it's what bromide does, and I says, well, you know, bromide gives you a limp biscuit. So we still don't know. And I thought she meant it's like when guys take a cold shower. Oh, I don't know. I don't know, Steve. Same as I've just said. Bella, my lady says she thinks she knows where it is, and I says, for God's sake, somebody just spit it out. Because I'm here on tenterhooks wondering what it is. But, you know, I mean, Bella knows I'm not the sharpest tool in the toolbox, but, you know, it bugs me when somebody's tried to say something, and rather than say it and just spit it out. Hiya, Johnny.
Johnny 5 in the mouth.
Steve put shrinkage with a question mark. Oh, for God's sake, Becky, tell us what you mean. Somebody put us out as misery. Oh, dear. Oh. Yes, the same as a nail. You put it in their shoe and it makes them limp. You see, this is the thing, Bella. We don't know. She says her neighbour had told her what gin does to guys. So I said, what? And she just put like a load of emojis. You'll have to scroll back, Bella, see if you can decipher it, because I sure as hell as can't. She put an art with a white cross in it, and then like a phone with a duck in it, and then a cat and Z and question. I don't know. You know, none of us can decipher exactly what she means. So, you know, it's a case of, you know, we just want to know, put us out as misery. It's all right, I will just check and see, because you will need a magnifying glass. Oh.
Oh, it shrivels the old winkle pile.
Yeah.
Does it, with that from much gin.
Yeah, is it like that?
It's good to have I don't drink gin, then, isn't it?
I'm a lot better than I was, Tracy. I'm not 100%.
Oh, I know what it is.
What?
It's when it gives us brewer's droop. That's why I put.
Oh, yeah. Chris has sort of just thought, and he says, does it give brewer's droop? Does anybody in outside the UK know what brewer's droop is? Hiya, Laurie, how are you?
Hello, Laurie, how are you?
He says, lol, I get it now. But you see, here in the UK, we call it brewer's droop. You know.
It makes it go to sleep.
Yes, Chris says, to put it politely, it makes it go to sleep. Oh, dear. But yeah, I'm a lot better than I were, Tracy.
Well, Tracy as well.
Yeah.
Hi, Tracy.
Yes, I do. So are we on the right track then? You know, yeah. So now we're getting somewhere. Now we're sort of deciphering it slowly. I Captain Cook says it's called lick-a-dick. Yeah, here in the UK we call it brewer's droop. I see that you look bright and shiny. You're talking about I've put some cream on my forehead. That's probably why my forehead's a bit shiny. I've been suffering with like dry skin as well. But anyway, now we've sort of got to the bottom of it and we've sort of deciphered exactly what it causes. Now we know. Now that you're feeling better. Oh, I'll say I'm not 100% there, Steve, but I'm getting there. I've still got the old back pain and whatever. Talking about bottoms already. Have I got to explain to Wakey now?
Yeah, wake up.
Becky put in the chat and Abra told her what gin does to guys. Now she put a load of emojis in and we were trying to decipher exactly what she meant. Now we've all been guessing and we've come up with brewer's droop, if you know what I mean. Captain Cook says it's lick-a-dick. Not in, as in liquor. It makes it droop. Not only 100, she's not 100%. She can only do a two-handed handstand. Yeah, right. Yeah. So sort of now we've got to the bottom of that. We now understand. Hey up. No wacky one-eyed snakes. Oh dear. I don't know. I'm just going to have a look.
UK. 7 surprise killers of the sex drive.
What?
7 surprise killers of the sex drive.
Oh yeah. So Bella's put in,
Gin and tonic's number 1.
Yeah. If you click on that link, it's 10 reasons for, losing your sex drive, and gin and tonic's the top one. He says, I prefer Jim Beam myself. All this because Steve said something about when he drinks gin, it makes his tongue feel like it's wearing a woolly jumper. And this is all
it's all started from when I said I bit my tongue.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
A balloon in it.
Yeah. Chris bit his tongue in his sleep last night. And this all started with him saying that he bit his tongue in his sleep. So, and then Steve says something about when I drink gin, it makes my tongue feel like it's wearing a sweater. Is that why they call it Mother's Ruin? It must be. Oh dear. So yeah, it's funny. I sort of discuss one thing and then it leads to another, and
I know mine was a quite innocent comment and it just got all smutty.
Yeah, so it's your fault. Rum makes me sleepwalk. Oh dear. Oh. Well, you know what to do then, Wakey. Don't drink rum.
Yeah, but
and then Chris got his last bit of whiskey. So I've just been showing everybody. I think this one might interest Bella. And I've just shown everybody. I've downloaded a recipe for that. So yeah. So it's cinder toffee, Bella. I see biting his tongue hasn't stopped his mouth working. Yeah. I should be so lucky, Bella.
Charming, that is, eh?
And also, I've downloaded a cinder toffee, bonfire toffee apples as well. So, and then I've also apple cider cupcakes, and you actually use proper cider in it, and in the ice, the topping as well. Toffee beetroots. No. So yeah. Basically, the cinder toffee, it sounds easy. You know, there's about 4 ingredients to it. I'll tell you. 200 grams of white sugar, 4 tablespoons of golden syrup, 1 tablespoon of bicarbonate of soda, and 200 grams of milk chocolate. So it's basically you add the sugar and syrup and eat on a medium heat until the sugar starts to melt. Stir often. Make sure the mixture doesn't stick and continue to cook until it changes to a dark brown. Remove from the heat and then quickly add the baking soda, whisking it into the hot mixture, then pour into the prepared tin. Move fast because the sugar mixture starts to harden almost immediately. So basically what all you do after that is cover it in chocolate, and there you go. Job's a good one.
Oh dear.
Well, back time I talking about bonfire night already, whereas this year gone exactly, Bella.
This year's been non-existent as far as
Yeah.
I'm concerned.
Same as Chris says, this year's been non-existent up to yet. And in a couple of weeks, it's my birthday.
Woo-hoo.
So yeah. Talking of which, Wakey, if by the time I got up and gone over there, it'd have choked to death. I'm not exactly, nifty on my feet. It's going up again.
The year that never was. You're not kidding.
Yeah. But yeah, it's can we erase 2020 from the calendar and start again?
You said that at the beginning of the year, and look where it got us.
Yeah. I mean, that's just wishful thinking. That's the bit time I got up and choked to death. But yeah, I mean, like at Christmas, I says, oh, I hope next year 2020 is going to be a lot better than last year. Yeah, I wish I'd have never made Bella. But to start getting ready for Christmas, we've got dodgy guests staying this year. I don't know who she's on about. So yeah, that's if we get that far. Well, we're hoping like Callum's yeah, well, you know what they say, don't you? You've got to start forward planning in the in these uncertain times, aren't you?
I don't know, but we're going to be sleeping in some rough digs, aren't we?
But
There's here.
oh,
It's Ian.
he's been in ages.
Has he?
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Ian.
It's as though 19 watching seems some nosy arses are watching.
No,
But we've got,
sorry,
yeah, we've got 70 odd now, but I'm already ready for Christmas. May even stand up for the Queen if there isn't a Bond film on. Yeah, like there is every year.
You'll not be watching the Queen, don't worry about that.
How you going, mister? He says, take care all, Steve.
I've been in ages, just been getting up by the host. It seems Chris.
I would never do that, Ian.
You might not have noticed the pal.
Yeah.
I got that, don't we? Don't like mine.
Yeah. either that or it were when Chris was choking.
Probably.
I thought I'd got to go. Oh, Captain, you just have. Captain Cook says his found out is 89% English, so there you go.
He use English everywhere.
So there you go. You're more English than what you thought you were. So you have actually got English relatives somewhere. Oh dear. Are you related to Chaucer? Oh dear. But I suppose you've done one of these ancestry things. Ian, 99% English, 1% Scouse. Oh dear. But you know, it's you know, it's I think it's put everybody in turmoil. There's no wonder. Hi Mike, how are you? I think it's sent us all a bit doolally. You know what I mean? It's you know, cabin fever, not being. Oh, okie dokie then, Ian. See you later. My great gran was from Rotherham.
Never mind.
So yeah, you know, I mean, it's you know, how can I put it? You know, we've all got ancestors. I mean, I've never done one of my DNA things, but you know, you know, it's like you hear of people saying, "Oh, I'm part Scandinavian, I'm part, you know, Australia, you know, and all this, that, and other." But you know, you know, it's in the DNA, I suppose. You know, it might be sort of like somebody far removed, if you know what I mean, that were married to somebody, you know, let's say, if you're 1% German, you know, somebody way back in your ancestry were probably married to a German or something like that. Or I don't know exactly how it works, or are they sort of come to them sort of conclusions, you know what I mean? It says I haven't done one. Too scared I might find I'm related to David Cameron. But it's, you know, I mean, it's you hear a lot of people doing these like DNA ancestry type of things, you know, and you know, somewhere along the line, you know, we've all sort of got different backgrounds, if you know what I mean. But it's like, let me give you an instant. I had an auntie. Now, she was my mum's sister. Now, she married a bloke from Denmark and she went to live in Denmark. So obviously her kids is part English and part Danish. Oh, on a sadder note, I also found out who I thought was my dad was not. Oh dear. But yeah, so I would just well, this is it. You know, I mean, a dad don't have to be your dad biologically to be a dad, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? It's a dad is somebody that brought you up. You know what I mean? A dad doesn't have to be a dad biologically to be a dad. So, but yeah, I'll be using that as an example that my auntie, I mean, she's passed away now, but she married a Dane, basically. So, but because she's English and he's Danish, they're going to have like, you know, they're going to be part English and part Danish. So, you know, but it just sort of, I was just using that as an example as where these things come from, if you know what I mean. Well, that's it. That's it, Captain Cook. I mean, same as I said, you know him as your dad, he brought you up and everything. You know, it don't have to be biologically a dad to be a dad. So, so yeah, you know what I mean? It's, let's take, for instance, my mum married later on in life. And I always used to call my stepdad my dad because he was more of a dad to me than my own dad was. You know what I mean? And I said to him, because when I married Chris, he actually gave me away. And so Trump waited at church and he was sort of tearing up a bit. And he says, you know, I'm highly honoured that you've asked me to give you away and all this, that and other. And I says, well, look, you know, I says, over years, you've always looked at me as your own daughter. I says, I knew better to ask than you. You know, Bree thought it were not, you know, and I says, well, you know, I couldn't envision asking anybody else, because to me, it were me dad, even though we were only my stepdad. But yeah. So yeah. You know, I mean, it's yeah. But you see, the thing is, Tracy, I haven't had anything to do with my biological dad for for above 30 years, and I hadn't got no interest in getting in contact with him. You know, I'd got no interest in getting in contact with him or having anything to do with him. And my stepdad looked at me as his daughter, even though I were grown up when him and my mum met, you know, he still looked at me as like a daughter. Well, this is it. And I mean, I look at it this way as well. You only get one mum and dad. You know, however, you know, people come and go in your life, you've still only ever got one mum and dad. And in my eyes, I ain't got either, because my stepdad died before my mum died, so they've both gone now. So, you know, it's... But yeah, I mean, he always looked at me as I were his daughter, not his stepdaughter. So, but this is a thing as well, Wakey. I mean, at times, you know, us as parents can be perhaps sometimes, you know what I mean? But it's like, you know, you live and learn, you learn from your mistakes, etc., etc. You know, you only travel this road once, and you make most of it while you're here to do it. So you know, it's and losing my mum, that's what I said. You know, if it's taught me anything, it's live for today, because you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. So so that's it really in a nutshell. You know, don't regret doing today what you can. You know, exactly. You know what I mean? And you know, there's a saying that, you know, they don't have to be biologically yours for you to be a dad to them, and it's very true. So you know, it's very true. I mean, let's take for instance. I mean, I had 3 sons when I met Chris, and you know, I hadn't seen them, I'll be honest with you, for about 17 years. But Chris says to me, he says, well, look, they're part of you. He says, and they come knocking on the door. He says, I'll you know, I'll welcome them with open arms. You know, they're part of you, so they're part of me. Oh, it's I'm Jod's grandma's anniversary. She died in 2015. So so yeah, you know, it's you know, even though I've got 3 grown-up sons, same as Chris says, they're part of you, so you know, they're part of my family. So but on a better note, I've just recently got in contact with the youngest one. Well, I didn't get in contact, he got in contact with me. So it's a work in progress at the moment. So you know, well, this is the thing, Amjad. You know, you know, you've got good memories. So you know, I mean, it's like I always struggle, like birthdays and Christmas and, you know, and things like that. So you know, it's you know, I mean, like other Friday, 14th of August, it would have been my mum's 81st birthday, sorry. And it's times like that when it hits you that they're not around anymore. So yeah, you know, I mean, I can understand what you're going through, Amjad, because it's, you know, anniversary of the death and the birthday, Christmas, you know, and things like that. That's when it hits you. So you know, I can you know, I can understand you know, how you're feeling. I miss Gran's bacon, and her meat and potato pie was out of this world. Well, Chris likes my meat and potato pie as well.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for that.
Yeah. Well, you know how to make it.
I don't, but you're better at it.
Yeah, you'll tell me out.
Troll.
It's simple.
No, it is, but you're better at it.
Oh dear, he's making excuses now not to make it himself.
Too
right. Yeah, my mum would have been 80 this year on 31st of October. Yeah, my mum's worked 14th of August, Tracy. She would have been 81. But yeah, it's easy peasy lemon squeeze it. I'll make pastry for you. You can cut up potatoes up and yeah, exactly, Tracy. I mean, I says to, you know, my mum died in 2017, in April 2017, and like April coming up next year, she'll have been gone 4 years. Do it in a roasting tin with an upturned cup to stop the pastry sagging. I don't have any soggy pastry. Well, what I do, Wakey, is I cut a load of potatoes up, and I do braising steak, onions, and everything in slow cooker. So it's like dropping to pieces. So then I cut all potatoes up and then spoon it over the top of thing and then just put pastry over the top. So yeah, I never have any soggy pastry. So yeah. And oh, but same as that, sagging, not soggy. It don't sag either.
If you have gin.
Oh, yeah, if you have gin, Chris says. Hiya, Mark, how are you? Yeah, I'm just laughing at what Chris just said. He says only if it has gin. Oh dear, we're back on sagging again. Yeah. Oh dear.
Right.
I know. And then it says it. Pastry used to be. I used to do great thick pastry. That were my speciality. But you see, the thing is, I only put a crust on. I don't put a base or anything on it. So when I used to make the pastry, that's why I filled dish right to top with potatoes and everything, and then put this massive thick crust on top. So I mean, it's like everybody makes it different, don't they? You know what I mean? Wakey says he used to fight for the edge pieces. Now, the thing is, I like the middle bits. I don't like the outer crust bits. I like the, it says same here, crust only.
Centre bits at best. If I'm dishing it out, I get it.
But yeah. But Chris always says, "Oh, you know, you're going to have to make meat tit." Well, how come I have to do it? You know, I can do pastry bit. Me too. But yeah, I don't like the outer bits. I like the inner bits. You know what I mean?
Inner, not an outer.
I'm an inner, not an outer. Chris is just a dustbin. He'll have end bit, middle bit.
I'll have out that's going.
Any bit that's going.
Out that's going. I ain't fussed.
But we on if you wonder what we're on about, Mark, we're on about meat and tater pie.
Yeah, nothing else.
Yeah.
But we know some of them in chat have got a dirty mind.
Yeah. But the thing is, Tracy, when I do the meat bit, we buy braising steak, and then I put it in slow cooker, gravy granules, water, obviously, onions. Sometimes I put mushrooms in it. Good old English cooking, none of this Gordon Blue crap. I agree. And Chris said to me other day, believe it or believe it not, he says, now we're in September, he says, can we start having stews again now? He loves a stew.
Love them.
But the only downside is Callum's not fussed about dumplings. Now I think the dumplings are the best part about stew. And Chris always pulls his leg about it, and he says, Callum, he says, you can't have a stew without having a dumpling. He says, you've got to have a dumpling with stew. He says the best part, it makes a stew, your dumplings do. Stew in a Yorkshire pud. Yeah, because we've got 2 big Yorkshire puddings, haven't we?
No, we got one.
Oh, did you have one?
Yeah.
When
Big Yorkshire pudding overflowing.
dumplings are the dogs. Yeah, doodles.
The dog's middle bits.
Yeah. But yeah, for some reason, I don't know why, Callum don't like them. Chris says the best part about a stew. You can't have stew without dumplings. But he is a fussy eater. So, yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you what I get, Tracy. I buy Asda do a ready-made like stew pack, and there's everything in there, but there's not enough potatoes in. You insulting my cooking again, Wakey. Hiya, Gordo, by the way. So yeah, when I make a stew, Tracy, I buy a stew pack from Asda, and it's got carrots, swedes, leeks, and everything. Oh, did a big Yorkshire pudding? Yes, big Yorkshire. They made it with a bit of ground up sage and onion. But yeah, I mean, everything goes into stew. Mushrooms, onions, leeks, swede, carrots, parsnips, the lot. Corned beef dumplings. Ooh. But we have if it's in this house. If it's on your plate, you're eating it. we did when I was growing up.
I don't know what feed it to dog, which I did.
Yeah, she says corned beef dumplings and Wakey's put, oh yes, my lady. So yeah. No, you can't beat in these cold winter nights. A bit of stew and dumplings. So it's the best in these long winter months and cold nights, and a bit of stew and dumplings. So yeah. How come we always get on about food? No matter what we talk about, we always end up talking about food.
That's what your channel's about.
Well, yeah, but it's oh, hiya, Junkyard, how are you?
Hello, Junkyard.
But yeah, I mean, now it's sort of, you know, nights is drawing in and whatever, you know, I've got dumpling, you know, stuff. Might do a big pot of stew next week with all the butchers. Oh. But yeah, you know, I mean, it's like as well, Wakey. What I always do, because I make a big I make a big inked slow cooker, and it's like I don't know how many pint or litres this big. It's a big slow cooker. Any leftovers, I put it in a container and I put it in freezer. See you later, Mark.
See you later, Mark.
But yeah, so basically, because there's only 3 of us, and I make a big pan full in my slow cooker. Basically, I put it in a container or several little containers and stick it in freezer, and then, you know, it's like Chris will get a tub out, you know, for lunch or something like that. Oh, okie dokie then, Mark. But yeah, I mean, Chris, he likes big Yorkshire puddings, so he'll have like, you know, because I save all these little containers, like if we have Chinese or things like that, and I fill all them up so they like eat, you know, individual meals. But the thing is, food, beer, cars, and women in that order. But what I do is I start off and I put my meat in and a few onions and probably mushrooms and whatever. Let that sort of cook for a few hours, and then I start adding fries, dumplings are nice, my lady, with corned beef and onion. Ooh. So yeah, so as day progresses, next thing I'll probably put in with it'd be potatoes and vegetables and leave them for a couple of hours. And last but no, you know, right at the very end, when I know everything's all cooked and whatever, that's when I put the dumplings in. So you know, so as I say, there's that much. I make that much. I could feed probably whole street with how much I make. So I just, you know, I just, you know, put it in containers, put it in freezer, and it's there for another day, innit? You know, as long as you remember to get it out and let it defrost, and then just chuck it in microwave, and jobs are good in. So oh, bought me one of those heavy duty cast iron French fry cutter. Oh, but I'll tell you something as well. Can you remember the pastry mixer thing that I bought off of Amazon? You know, when you're making like crumble or pastry. I what did I make? Oh, when I made apple. When I made apple pie. So anyway, when I made the apple pie last Saturday, I tried this pastry cutter thing out. I tell you something, I wish I'd have bought one ages ago. It makes, you know, you ain't got all like sticky pastry all over your hands. You just, you know, till it's all mixed in until it's like breadcrumbs and whatever. And it's just the job. Worth $3.99 what I paid for it. Let's just say. I wish I'd have bought one ages ago. And I've sort of, you know, up until me getting one, I thought, you know, does it really work? Does it, you know, how can you sort of make either crumble or pastry, and how does it work as regards, you know, fold instead of rubbing it in with your fingers. But I'm not kidding you. Chris will tell you, it were absolutely delicious, that apple pie. Were and I'm there, and my hands as clean, and I've not got a speck of pastry sticking to my fingers or anything. And I would advise anybody that that does baking or anything, or makes crumbles or makes pastry, to get one. They're worth every penny of £3.99. I'd never used one up until last Saturday, and I saw it in a recipe, and I thought, oh, I'll have a look at this. So I looked at it and I thought, oh, for the sake of £3.99, if we don't work, it'll just go into draw it, rest of stuff. But I'll be using that from now on. Totally worth the money. Yeah. You see, it's like a metal thing that you hold in your hand, and you instead of rubbing your butter into your flour via your fingers, you just and it does it perfectly. No getting all bits of sticky pastry all over your fingers or anything. And then when it come to sort of getting the pastry together, I just used a knife, put some water in it, and it brought it all together lovely. Can I put link up for it? I've got to look on Amazon first.
I don't know what you're talking about, so I can't put it up.
You do that thing. I made that. I'll just look it. I'll just see if I can find it for you, Waking. I'll put the link in. Right. If anybody says out, baby, you'll have to let me know.
I thought I had one, but what I thought I had it cook your pastry. So you can make your pie fancy on top. Not sure what that they look like, says Tracy.
All right. I don't know. I've got a piece of card down here for it somewhere. I don't know where it is. It's all right. I'm just trying to find it. Ah, that's it. Oh, it was £4.99. Kitchen craft pastry blender. So how can I do this without? I do a copy.
Control
V.
You paste with Control V. You gotta highlight it first, though.
I did highlight it. Oh, sugar. It's not going to plan. For some reason, it's all. I've got to refresh page because it's coming up with YouTube or something. I don't know.
She says nice tattoo.
Right. Let me search that again. Sorry if I'm sort of. So I ain't got my mouse plugged because I'm using the 2-camera setup, and when you've got a mouse, it's just bosh, 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 and your jobs are good in. I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I'm just going to unplug the camera with the sound, so sound might go
the other camera back in quick.
Uh,
Now. Oh, you came back in for a second then. No, back.
yeah, hopefully that's it now.
Have a listen. No, back.
Yeah, hopefully that's it now. Can't find white cornmeal or white cornbread mix for a couple of... But you see, we've had the same problem here in the UK. We haven't been able to get flour, yeast or anything. So in order to get the link in Wakey, I had to unplug the sound camera. So yeah, it's caused more problems than a little. And because I'd sort of unplugged the sound camera to plug the mass in, it were all went haywire. So hopefully we're back now. Oh, it don't. It says I'm muted. So
not me.
Oh, it would probably a bit behind. Where you know. Hopefully we're back on track. So we're back on track.
Is that your answer?
Yeah, it'll catch up in a minute. Oh, Tracy says she can hear me now. Will you pass me that lemonade, Callum? I can hear you now. But you see, the thing is that StreamYard lags behind YouTube. So one or other. The one lags behind other. So it's a case of catch it got an echo. Yeah, it was Chris.
It will be.
Seeing if he could hear me.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
The things I do for Wakey, I hope is grateful.
Wakey's folks.
Yeah. So yeah, I only did all that lot, Wakey, so I could put that link in for Amazon for you. So I hope we're back on track now. It's way behind. It's still got me muted here. So, but obviously it's that's where it went blank. That's where I refreshed it. Just looked at it. That's different to my one. But you see, the thing is, Tracy, you know, like when you rub the butter into the flour and you get all like sticky bits on, and you don't get none of that. I didn't even get. Only time I got flour on my hands is when I put the flour on wake top to roll pastry out, and that's it. That's the only that's the only time I had flour on my hands. Well, when it was time to roll it out, and I put some flour on wake top. That's it. But then you ain't got all like butter and like everything sticking all over your hands. It, you know, as simple as it looks, it's a fantastic tool. You know what I mean? I couldn't get off, and I thought, well, you know, the pessimist I am, thinking, oh, well, this will never, you know, but it did. And it was just like if you're making crumble or anything like that, it's ideal because you don't get all goopy fingers. You know, and for the sake of $4.99, you know, you say, and plus the fact as well, I mean, like me, I've got arthritis in my fingers. I have to do it one-handed because I can't do it with this hand because it's near enough useless. So basically, it's good in that respect. Yeah, but the thing is, that'll save you no end of time. For the sake of $4.99, Tracy, it's worth it. It's worth the price. And I was just saying, like, with me having arthritis, if I rub pastry, you know, if I do it by hand and rub it in, I have to use my right hand because me, you know, I can't do it, you know. But it's, yeah, I can't rave about it enough. And for the sake of £4.99, and it were like I ordered it one day and I got it next day. But we've got Amazon Prime. So if you've got Amazon Prime, you know, you can order it one day and get it next. I'll be in my glory on. Thanks for the tip. But I mean, I looked at it when I first used it, Tracy, and I thought, well, this is never going to rub all thing. But you just keep, you know, like that, backwards and forwards, and it rubs it all in for you. It's hard to explain what a handy tool it is, and I'm glad I bought one. But I were looking at a recipe. This is how I come to get it. I were looking at a recipe, and it was the blueberry muffins with cinnamon topping or something. And some of these recipes say top tips, and it says for the crumble, they use this like pastry cutter. So I clicked on it and it took me to Amazon, and I looked at it and I thought, oh, I'll have a look at that. And I ordered one, not with very high expectations, you know what I mean? But I'm glad I did. Glad I did. Well worth £4.99 by any stretch of the imagination. See you morning.
See you in the morning.
So yeah. I mean, if you're like me, Tracy, and you're making crumbles or apple pies or whatever all the time, it saves a lot of time. I'll tell you that for now. You know, you get one, Tracy, and you'll think, why have I only just bought one of these? I should have bought one of these a long while ago. And I was saying. So you know, they were my thoughts. I thought, well, why have I only just come across this now, and why, you know, why has it took me this long to get one? I could have, you know, I could have been on Easy Street all these years, you know, instead of you know. Well, that's it. That's it. And it's not as if they cost earth either, Tracy. I mean, you see some of these fangled things, you know, and blah blah blah, but that it's simplicity in itself, and it's only £4.99. So, you know, it's yeah, well worth money. Well worth it. But yeah, yeah. See you morning. But whether whether you're using block butter or whether you're using margarine or whatever, it anything. You see, when I made the apple pie last week, I used block butter, and I thought, well, this will never work, you know. All I did was weigh it out, cut it up into sort of relatively, you know, Tracy says night, Callum. Oh, I don't know what do you normally go to the toilet first, doesn't it? Anyway, so yeah, so I used block butter, cut it into cubes, and I thought, right, I'll give this a run for its money. And basically, I thought, you know, I didn't have high expectations of it, but yeah. Oh, my lady's ordering one as well tomorrow. Do I get a discount because I recommended you? But yeah, you see, it's like this, like I got taught to use cold butter and block butter. But it don't matter whatever you use, Tracy, it makes life work or anything. I were on same understanding. I thought, right, I'm going to use block butter. I'll put it through its paces and blah blah blah. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. I wouldn't recommend it if I didn't think it would dog's middle bits, if you know what I mean. Well, I could have said something else, but I'm not. So yeah, I mean, if I recommend something, it's good. Well, I don't mean that to sound, you know what I mean? But yeah. And if you're like me, you've got arthritis or think it's like an ergonomic, what you call an ergonomic handle. It's easy enough to hold on to, and it does what it says on tin, basically. So so yeah, so I haven't decided what I'm making. See, I usually make pudding for Sunday on a Saturday, but I ain't decided what I'm making yet. So it's like when I do baking on a Tuesday, I always leave it till last minute to decide what I'm making. Yeah, because mine comes straight out at fridge, Tracy. Took it out at fridge, weighed it, and then while it were actually in the dish, the dish I weighed it in, I cut it up into like cubes. It comes in a tin. So yes, I thought, right, I'm not just going to chuck the full block in. I'll cut it up into cubes, which I did, and it tells you to do that anyway. But I thought, right, this is butter, block butter, straight out of fridge, So yeah. But we using block butter straight out of the fridge. I did find as well. Now this is the only not downside of it is, but when you're cutting it, because you like do sort of that motion, like a rocking motion, because of the obviously. When I first started to do it, there were butter getting stuck on the blades. So all I did was got a knife and got it off and went back in bowl, and but that's if you can call it a downside. We're talking about block butter straight from fridge. So yeah, that was sort of the only if you can call it a downside. You know what I mean? I had to scrape some of the butter off the blades, but apart from that, everything were fine and dandy. So if Tracy's ordering one, my lady's ordering one, and Wakey's on about, or I ought to get commission on these, didn't I? 10%, which won't be a deal. Oh dear. But yeah, same as next thing I've got to. It's all right. I've just had a drink of lemonade. I can feel a burp coming on. Excuse me. Next thing I've got to invest in is one of these like probe thermometer things. Tenner each, please. They don't even cost a tenner. Yeah. The next thing I've got to invest in is a thermometer, but it's like finding the correct one, because a lot of them on Amazon are like, like when you're testing, like for me, and things like that. Well, I was gonna I were doing banana and chocolate chip muffins. So that's what I planned on doing last week. So I'll probably do them. Make a spotted dick, not had it in ages. It's the probe for Pixie. Oh dear. But a lot, if you look on Amazon, a lot of them are, I mean, you can get them relatively cheapish, but it's like, I want one that specifically, I'm Judd says I'm still here. Huh? I want one specifically for candy, you know, like to make the bonfire toffee, because you have to get it to a certain temperature. Now, I'm not sure, I'm a bit unsure at the moment, if these meat thermometers will do the same thing. Are they just for testing if the meat's at right temperature or whatever? Because there's a certain art to making bonfire toffee. You'll all be saying, "Oh, Pixie," especially if she doesn't warm it first. But yeah, I'm not sure at the moment if these meat thermometers are the right thing for the job. I've got to. We've not done our monthly shop yet, so tonight was a right concoction. Basically, it was what was in the bottom of the chest freezer.
We do that every end of month, we do.
So,
fish, somebody will have pie, somebody will have a burger.
But yeah, I've got to make sure it's going to be the right thing for the job, you know. So I've sort of got to research it a bit more. It's all right saying paying $2.99 or whatever for a thermometer, and then it not being the right thing for the job, if that makes sense. So, you know, if I've got to pay a bit more for it, I've got to pay a bit more for it. It's not going to go on yours, you know. But it's like with bonfire toffee, you've got to get it to a certain temperature. So, you know, it's a case of just making sure that I've got the right thing for what I need it for. It's all right paying $4.99 out, and then it, you know, being a right pig's ear, and you know, and I've took $4.99 away. You know what I mean? And it's not the right thing for the job. So it's a case of just doing a bit more research, and you know, but I mean that when I did a Google search on it, it comes up on bottom, and there were this like website, and that basically all they dealt with was these digital thermometers. I think it's one that you put in boil. Well, you see, this is what I'm saying, my lady. This is why I'm doing my research and finding out. You see, these long probe things are all right if you're testing meat, but they might not be for the job that I need it for. Well, anyway, at bottom of Google, when you do a Google search, and it says they were like recommended websites, and this particular website just sold digital thermometers. So I looked, and it says some pro digital thermometer. About dropped off at Sophie the about 65 quid, and I thought you can stuff that and all. If I've got to pay that sort of money out, I'll just leave it to guesswork. You know what I mean? I'm sure I can get one cheaper than 60 odd quid. Yeah, I mean, probably all these big restaurants and everything use them, but they can afford 65 quid. I'm not paying 65 quid for a digital thermometer that, you know, it's hardly going to get any use out of.
Stick your finger in it, if it burns, it's ready.
But yeah, I'm not paying 65 quid. But it's...
How do you think about it in the olden days? They didn't need nobody thermometer.
It's finding the right one. Will, Gordo says, will Chris's rectal thermometer not do the job?
I know we haven't used it already.
But it's a case of I've just got to do a bit more research and make sure I'm getting the right thing. If I've got to pay tenner, then I've got to pay tenner. But I'm not paying I'm not paying 65 quid. For how many times I'm going to use it, it's not worth the expense of paying 65 quid. So, Wakey says, Dick picks his tongue in if he streams it's too hot. Lumps and all adds to the flavour. But yeah. I mean, I've got plenty of time because I'm not sort of doing it straight away. You know, I'm not going to be doing it straight away. So I've got the, you know, being able to research and making sure I've got the right thing for the job, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, so I'm not in any hurry. I just need to do a bit more research. And I never thought when I went on Amazon of putting in jam thermometer because it might come up with a totally different thing. So I'll have to do that. Oh, I've got a runny nose now. So yeah, so when I, you know, when I, oh, she's on Johnny's PC. So I never actually thought about, you know, searching for jam thermometers. So I just put like digital, what were it? Baking thermometers, I think that's what I'll put it search. But if I put specifically like a jam thermometer, then I know sort of I'm on right track then. So I'll let you know where I come up with on next one. I'll probably do some research of it weekend.
Probably forget by then.
Don't get all get confused. I'm still here, Mr. In with Keena. She's just gone to sleep. Oh. Oh dear. But hey ho.
Right ho.
Oh, great note. But yeah, I mean, when I, you know, how high temperature? Tell you in a minute, Gordo. Let me just need to Google it first. I haven't actually downloaded it because I thought, well, I'm not going to download a bonfire top because there's that many. you know, there's a dark one, there's a light one, you know, there's all sorts of bonfire toffee. So I thought, right, we'll go on BBC Good Food one. That's a reputable one. It says, put the sugar and hot water in a heavy bottomed pan and heat gently until the sugar is dissolved. Do not stir the mixture at any point. Instead, tilt the pan if you need to move it around. It says, once the sugar has dissolved, add all the ingredients and pop the sugar thermometer in. You can use the thermometer to give it a quick swirl, but try not to mix too much. Bring to the boil until you reach a soft crack in your thermometer, 270/140 degrees centigrade. This may take up to 30 minutes. Be patient and do not leave the pan unattended, as it can change quickly. As soon as it reaches the temperature, tip it onto your tin and leave it to cool. So it's either, I don't know whether 270s in Fahrenheit, but it says 270/140 degrees centigrade. My lady's found one for £7. You'll have to send you'll have to send me a link to it. It says, once cool, remove it from the tin, break up with a toffee hammer or rolling pin. Store in an airtight tin or wrap up in boxes or cellophane bags to give as a gift. To clean your pan and thermometer straight after you pour the toffee out, fill the pan with warm water while the thermometer is still inside, then bring to the boil. This will loosen the sugar from both. It's best to make this recipe with a sugar thermometer, as it is very important that you take it to the right temperature for it to set to a hard toffee. So there you go. So it's got to be 140/270. So there you go. So you'll have to send me the links via Messenger. My lady says she's found one for £7. But I was looking at totally wrong thing. If I search for sugar thermometer, I'm sure we'll come across it. So is that on Amazon, my lady? They say it's a sugar thermometer. So basically, oh, let me just have a look at that link then. I've got to go on my phone. I can then what can you then? I can what's it? But that says it's a meat thermometer. That's what I've come across. I've looked at that one. But you see, this is where I was getting confused, because that one says it's a meat thermometer. So let me just have a look. Right. Sugar thermometer. Yeah, I've had a look at it and it's oh. We see I found one. It says food thermometer. Jam and sugar confectionery. You see, oh no, that one's like a normal thermometer. See, there is one at £5.99. So basically, there's one at $5.99, exactly the same as the one that you've just sent me. But I'll sort it. Don't worry. Now that looks more like it. Judge Deep Fry Sugar Thermometer. That's what my lady sent me. That's because you put it on edge of your pan, you see. So yeah. But that goes up to 400 degrees, you see. That sort of thing I'm looking for. The one that my lady sent me. Because it's like got a long probe on it and you hang it on edge of your pan. So I'll look more into that once I've shut the live stream down. But that were more or less what my lady sent me was the one that I was thinking about. Because it basically, you hang it on edge of your pan, and it's got like the probe that goes into the the mixture, and once it's got to temperature. So sorry, wrong one. It looks all right to me.
So we found a better one.
Oh. But yeah, that's the sort of thing I'm looking for. But I were more or less thinking on them same lines, my lady. That was the thing that I were thinking about. But I'll have a look at that one that Gordo sent as well. So that one that my lady sent me, I don't think it's on Amazon or thing, but that is the sort of thing that I'm looking for. But you see, because because we being bonfire toffee, it's got to be a certain temperature. And once it gets to that temperature, that's it. You take it off and you pour it straight into your tin, and Bob's your uncle. I mean, all this just for some bonfire toffee. But I'm going to make the toffee apples as well, so I need it anyway. Yeah, that one that Gordo sent me, my lady, it's just like a probe thing. And on the link, it says it's a meat thermometer, but it does say it has a sugar button on it as well. So, I'll look into it once I've shut the live stream down and everything. And but the one that you sent me, my lady, that was more on the lines of what I were thinking. If you understand what I'm saying, one that actually goes into your liquid, but you rest it on your pan, if you know what I mean. So as soon as it gets to up to temperature, that's it. You whip it out, put it in your tin, and sent you a link on Messenger. Okay. I've got everybody sending me. Oh, it is on eBay. You see, this one that Wakis sent me is only $2.95, but it says digital food thermometer, probe cooking meat, kitchen temperature, barbecue, turkey, and milk. So, but you know, I mean, it's the right one, lol. You mean the link that you sent me? But I mean, it's worth it. It's worth sort of, you know, see that one that it says up to 300 degrees Celsius. So yeah. But yeah, that, I mean, you know, that looks all right as well. Yeah, it's just basically at end of day that bonfire toffee has got to be boiled to a certain temperature, and if it isn't, it's a waste of time attempting it. So that's why I need a digital thermometer, basically, to make sure it's at right temperature. So you know that's the main thing about making toffee is it's, you know, so yeah. And then sort of once I've attempted the bonfire toffee, I know that if that comes out all right, I can make the toffee apples as well. Yeah, yeah, that's yeah. We take Pixie's temperature with it so we won't feel left out. Sod that. It's not going nowhere near him. It's for food.
I got a dangerously high temperature and you wouldn't use it on me.
Yeah, that's what there's a chemist up road for. All right, then I'll stick it in your ear.
That'll do. Not with Adam.
Eh?
It's not with Adam.
No. But thank you very much, everyone, for sending me the links and whatever. Yeah, I very much appreciated it. So, as I said, I'm not going to be making it for a couple of weeks yet anyway. So, you know, I'm sure you'll know when I've made it, or, you know, I might even do it on a live stream, blah, 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 because with a cinder toffee, it more or less sets straight away. With a bonfire toffee, you know, the biggest part is going it up to temperature, you know, and then basically all it is pouring it straight into a tin and letting it set. So, I mean, either way, I could do it on a live stream. So, I mean, but that's a bit sort of obviously a bit further down the line. You know, it's something to consider that I could do, you know, on a live stream. And I'll let Pixie taste it and break his teeth first. Oh dear. I'll let his teeth first to go. Oh dear. But I'm sure it'll be all right. But it you can see why I want one, because it takes the guesswork out of, you know, is this right temperature? Is that right temperature? And you know exactly if it's to temperature and when to take it off, and you could take it off too soon and it don't set, or you know what I mean. It takes all the guesswork out of it, let's just say. So Okay then, Amjad. Thank you for coming in, and I'll see you on Monday.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, I mean, it's you know, it's like toffee apples, bonfire toffee, toffee apples, you know, the cinder toffee and everything. You know what I mean? I mean, that'll sort of be a bit further down. Well, cinder toffee, not so much, but you know, I'm still gonna need like a probably a thermometer for that anyway. Pardon me. So so yeah, thank you for, you know, looking up the links for me and everything. I very much appreciate it, and you know, it's a case of watch this space, and I'll let you know when I've ordered one, or you know, when I've bought one. So but so yeah, so I mean, that's about sort of really only thing I've got to buy, a thermometer, just so I can make sure it's right temperature and everything, and you know. Exactly, Wakey. He says it's nearly 11. Where did the time go? Well, it's because it's interesting and riveting conversation, you know, pastry things, and digital thermometers, and baking and cooking, and meat and potato pies, and Chris biting his tongue. You know, it's the riveting conversation that we have. Oh dear, I've got itchy nose. So you know, it's I knew what he meant.
That is going to spare us what I am waking.
Well, if it's anything like you always blame predictive text.
I do.
And anything with a G. Oh dear.
Yeah, no, good come back that one way. Yeah,
but it's like this, same as I said earlier on. You know, you get talking about one thing, and then that leads on to something else, and you know, droopy draws and whatever. You know what I mean? And Chris, it only through Chris saying he'd bit his tongue. You know what I mean? That we got onto, you know, what gin does to you, and you know, tried to decipher Becky's you know, emojis and whatever. It's been an interesting one. So you know, and it's like you get on one conversation, and then it like leads to another. So not much smut tonight. We can't have it all time, Wakey. Dennis have been in tonight. So it would have got a bit smutty if had Dennis have been in tonight. So yeah, so basically, once I've purchased a thermometer, I'll let you know. I'll be sure to show it you and let you know. And that's for Monday night. Yeah. Oh dear. Right, I am going to shut it down, guys. It's, you know, I'm waning a little bit. I didn't have a very good night again last night, so I will shut it down, and I shall see you all on maybe Dennis. He's busy with his new film, Wakey. You know, it's sort of only halfway there at the moment, so it's you know, it's probably tied up, and well, not quite literally tied up, but you know what I mean. So I'll say good evening for now, and I will see you all on the next one, hopefully Monday. So thank you again for the links and all your input and everything. Monday smut night. Let me know if you've bought one of them pastry, whatever they're called. I forgot what they're called now. So yeah, just let me know if you bought one or you intend buying one. And Dr. Smith, it's bye. See you, Dr. Smith. Oh, bondage then. Yeah, because I said he's probably tied up. So I shall speak to you all later.